Hi guys, good to see you again. Welcome back to the channel. Well, I'm back in the New Forest again. Bit of an autumn colours scouting walk today. I've been waiting to get out all day, but it's been not only raining, heavy rain, but strong winds as well. And I don't mind coming out in the rain, keep the brolly up, but when there's wind as well, it does half make things a bit more difficult with keeping the kit dry and stopping the tripod from blowing over. So I've been waiting, but it's finally cleared up. There's a bit of drizzle in the air, but that wind stopped, that's the main thing. But yeah, so just made my way into the forest, about 10 minutes from home, and the leaves are definitely starting to turn now. So autumn's well and truly here, and some lovely yellows and browns on the tips of branches now. So next week or two should be some lovely colours about. So yeah, so I'm just in a local bit of forest today, just having a walk round to see if I can see any nice colour. So let's go and see what we can find. Well, I had to pop the leggings on. The drizzle's getting a bit heavier again. It did say it was going to in the forecast, but I just love coming off the tracks and walking where, you know, only half a dozen people have been in the last few years. I'm making my way through the depths of the forest now, but as you can see, it's gone really dark. Let me get hang on a minute. Get back out into the light a bit, but as you can see, it's some lovely colour about now. So just a case of walking around really and seeing what catches your eye. But it's just pleasant to be out, so we shall carry on looking. Crikey, the colours on this bracken are superb. Loads of different tones of greens and browns and yellows. Fantastic. I love autumn. Well, the rain is getting heavier now. But, I just thought I'd let you know what I usually reckon to do when I come into the forest and I go off the tracks is follow the deer tracks. Sometimes leads you into some lovely spots that no one else has been to. I'm just following one now, and unfortunately it's getting pretty dark now. Not that you can tell on the camera because of the exposure, turn the exposure up, but yeah, it's getting quite dark now. The rain's getting heavier, so we're running out of time, but it's still nice to be out. Well, I've been waiting for this day to come. A video without a photograph. I think it's going to happen. Crikey, the heavens have opened. As you can see, I'm soaked. I'm losing the light, and there's just, I was thinking to myself just then when I was walking through that thick there, oh, I'm not going to make a video, no photograph, has to have a photograph. And I don't think it does, because how many of us, and comment below please, how many of us come out just for a scope round and don't take a photograph, or at least take a photograph but it's not a keeper, you know? So this is this is the truth, if you like. We all go out, I'm sure. I mean, I know I do. I've walked miles around the forest without taking anything home, you know. But part of it is being out, just being out in the great outdoors, isn't it? But I'm making my way back to the van. I'll just stop here because it's going to get dark in a minute in there. But yeah, I'm making my way back to the van, and I say, not got the camera out. It is really wet, but that wouldn't really put me off because I know the 5D is pretty waterproof. But no point in grabbing any old any old photograph just to say I've got one. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be one, but I'm about 10 minutes away from the van, so I'll keep my eyes out, but not looking promising on this one. Anyway, let's make our way onwards. Well, that's definitely nearing the end now. I'm about 100 yards from the van, but I have just come across a lovely area that, in the right conditions, you know, with a bit of mist or something, will look stunning. So by far a waste of time coming out. That's what scouting out's all about, isn't it? So I've got that place memorised for a misty day, that I can, you know, if I wake up and it's misty, I can shoot straight here, and I know that I've got a composition or two. But the chamois leather is absolutely drenched from trying to keep this camera dry, but just nice to be out, isn't it? But yeah, so no photograph on this video, that's a first, but anyway, just great to be out, like I keep saying. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Leave any comments below, it's always great to hear from you. Oh, and I keep forgetting to say, can you give the video a like if you did enjoy this video? Not the best video, but yeah, hitting the like button, probably the best way of helping the channel out. So yeah, if you could remember just to hit the like button, that'd be much appreciated, guys. Subscribe if you haven't, for more videos of the same, hopefully with photographs in future. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Anyway, I'm off to the van to go and get dried up. Thanks ever so much for watching. Catch up again soon. See you later. Right, so I did manage to get a photograph of some sorts on the mobile. I've mentioned before in previous videos, when I'm in the forest or any sort of landscape, I've got into I think it's a good habit of just using the phone just to look at different compositions instead of the good old days of using, you know, the squares. I just take pictures from various different angles now on my phone, have a look at it, and then sort of alter before I get the camera out. You know, it just shows me if I do need to get the camera out. And I was wrong yesterday, because I took this frame here. I'll show you the original. This is the original. Where are we? Click on that. That's the original. Obviously it's not perfect and the quality is not very good. It was hammering down with rain, as you know, you've just seen. And this was on the way back to the van. Before I probably said, yeah, definitely not got one, but I dismissed this. I don't know why, whether I was wet, cold, fed up that I hadn't got a photograph, that I hadn't found a composition. But just with a little bit of editing, as you can see, let's go to the other image. By the way, I've edited all this on the phone this morning, just on the basic Photoshop editing app that I've got on the phone. So that's the original. That's what I've altered. Obviously, I've lightened off the tones going through into the distance. I've darkened off, put a bit of vignette on the edge here, cropped it in a little bit. I'll go back to the original look. So I've cropped a little bit off this side, obviously darkened off all the area, given it a vignette as well, added a touch of colour, not a lot, and then obviously I've lightened the tones in the distance here. But I wanted to keep, because if we go back to the edited version, there's probably a little bit still here that I could have cropped off that I haven't, but I wanted to keep this tree central. And then obviously you've got this main bit of colour here of this tree that's turning, and then this bracken here, which is slightly off balance, you might say, but I think it sort of works with the grass going away in the distance. Now I know really this should be centre of the frame, and I can remember at the time standing one way and then the other, but as I went left-handed, I took this tree here that I've left centre of the frame. Obviously it sort of hid across here, so that's why I went with that one. But of course it wasn't until I got home last night, and then I sat down this morning and I was just looking to post an image on Instagram, and I worked on this and realised that I did have a photograph from yesterday. It's by no means perfect, because I mean the top half here, it's still quite light there, obviously because this tree's, don't know whether it's dying off. It looks like it could be dying off, but had this tree had more leaf, it would have worked better. But I think it works anyway. So just goes to show, I probably was rushing about last night. I don't know, just before I left the forest. But I did get a photograph on the iPhone of all things, but just goes to show you never know. Sometimes when you get home and look through your set again, you do realise, well I do, I don't know if I was rushing about or what, but yeah, so I did manage one in the end, but I'll pop it up now guys, hope you like it, and this time it is the end of the video, so for those of you that have stayed until the end, really appreciate your support, and we'll catch up on the next video. Take care guys, catch up soon.